Gunpoint is the perfect example of a game that does a whole lot with the very little it has to work with. Indie games aren't usually the best looking games, nor do they have the most intricate or detailed world, but what they can do is take a single concept or group of related concepts and flesh them out in a relatively short amount of time. And that's exactly what Gunpoint does. It quickly introduces you to its mechanics, then executes on them superbly for a few hours. When it's finished, you might want more, but you certainly can't say that it overstayed its welcome. And for me at least, that sort of brevity is very much welcome in a space where we often celebrate enormous worlds full of things to do, even when most of those things aren't particularly compelling. But what is the core mechanic here in Gunpoint? At first, it appears to be the jumping. The very first thing the game introduces you to, the second the game starts, are pants that allow you to jump long distances through windows and fall several stories without dying. You can pounce on enemies and scale tall buildings, and it's a pretty cool mechanic, but not quite enough to base an entire game around. And that is where Gunpoint's most important parts come in. Its puzzle-solving elements, which come into play once you're introduced to a few high-tech gadgets, the most prominent of which is called the crosswire tool. This tool allows you to connect any two electrical objects, where one will trigger the other. On the most basic level, this allows you to do things like connect a light switch to an otherwise locked door. When you hit the light switch, the door will open. But you can also create chain reactions. A light switch opens a door, which turns off a light, which triggers an electrical outlet that shocks a guard as he walks past. It's when you combine those puzzle-solving mechanics with the agile movement that the game really comes into its own. Being able to chain together the electrical connections, then trigger them with your movement, or synchronize that movement with the connections being triggered, is a great feeling. It nails that action puzzler vibe so well. And that's to say nothing of the amazing atmosphere and writing this game has. Set in a near and very neo-noir future, Gunpoint is smart, witty, and does a great job of playing off the very real fears of our increasingly connected world. On a more basic level, everything about its visuals contribute to the neo-noir aesthetic, and even the pixel-esque nature of the game's graphical style fits in extremely well with the world it's trying to create. Gunpoint is one of those games where everything melds together so well. Every aspect of it makes it better instead of dragging it down. Of course, such cohesion comes at the cost of game length and the overall amount of content, but it means that Gunpoint never comes close to overstaying its welcome, remaining a fun ride throughout. Every Friday, I look at a game that was either ignored when it came out or has been forgotten since. Games that a lot of people have missed. If you like that idea, be sure to subscribe so you can see the latest videos. If you like this video in particular, be sure to hit that like button, and thanks for watching.